The purpose of CEPF's safeguard policy on community health safety and security is to ensure that risks to the health, safety, and security of project-affected communities are identified, and that appropriate measures to manage these risks are designed, implemented, and monitored. Specifically, CPF grantees must consider 7 types of risk: the specific needs and exposure of vulnerable groups or individuals, the particular risks that may be present in conflict or post-conflict situations, the impacts of the project on ecosystem services that are directly relevant to community health and safety, such as provision of fresh water and protection from extreme weather events, the effects of climate change and natural hazards, community exposure to hazardous materials, risks posed by human subject research activities, risks posed by rangers, eco-guards, or other security personnel, community health safety and security plan. When you apply for a CPF grant, the CPF team will assign your project to one of 3 categories, according to its environmental and social risks. If your project is assigned to Category A or B in regard to the Community Health Safety and Security Policy, you will be asked to prepare a Community Health Safety and Security Plan in accordance with applicable national laws. Templates and examples of completed plans can be found on the CPF website. In the Community Health Safety and Security Plan, you will need to identify risks to community health safety and security arising from project activities. You will need to assess these risks against criteria of probability and severity and describe the measures you will take to mitigate all higher risks. In particular, you must not propose or implement initiatives that involve the construction or rehabilitation of large or complex dams. You must minimize the risk of community exposure to disease and other relevant health risks, including COVID-19. You must ensure that any human subject research studies adhere to the CEPF data guidelines for social science. These guidelines cover how participants will be adequately informed about the scope of the study, including its potential risks and benefits, and how data obtained will be used and protected against unauthorized use or disclosure. All human subject research activities require prior approval by CEPF. If your project involves funding the salaries and/or operations of rangers, eco-guards, or similar security personnel, you must ensure that their operations are proportional, consistent with national laws and international industry good practice, and do not violate human rights. In particular, your project must not involve purchase of firearms or other weapons, or payment of salaries or salary supplements to government security personnel. Finally, if your project is likely to encounter emergency situations affecting community health, safety, and/or security, you must develop an emergency preparedness plan in collaboration with the relevant authorities.